Hey everyone, I finished watching the next Wild Force episode, The Lone Wolf. This is a pretty good episode, although it is kind of just one big fight scene, which kind of gets old after a while, but like Wild Force has like a decent like balance of like the more action-y episodes like this one, and then they have the more character episodes. We just got finished with a whole bunch of episodes about Zanaku, and I like the Zanaku arc. It doesn't overstay its welcome, really. It ends like right when it needs to end before it gets to be like just kind of wasting time. So anyway, the Rangers go up to Merrick and they introduce themselves. They offer him to join the team. Merrick doesn't want to join. He still feels guilty about what he's done in the past. The Rangers are like, "But it wasn't you. It was the Wolf Mask." And Merrick either doesn't trust himself or he doesn't consider himself worthy to be a Ranger now. So Jindrax and Toxka are celebrating Zanaku's defeat. Or the only Duke Orgs left. It's a cute moment. I do like when they bring Jindrax and Toxika uh, into the show like this. See, Merrick comes to them and claims that he's still on their side, and this doesn't really go anywhere. Master Org and Nazor just walk up. Like Jindrax and Toxika, they don't take Merrick to Master Org and Nazor. Master Org and Nazor are already outside their base, and they just walk right up to them. And it makes me wonder, why was any of that needed? Why did he have to pretend that he's still on their side? He couldn't have just, like, shown up, and then maybe there could have been a little scuffle with Jindrax and Toxika, and then Master Org and Azor show up, and then he gets into a fight with them. Whatever. Anyway, back to the summary. Uh, let's see. Merrick attacks them. He's trying to get back the Wild Zord crystals that he handed over to Nazor back when he was Anaku, and Master Org just, boom, tosses him back. And let's see, Merrick tries to call his Zords, but the Zords won't answer. And I think I saw this one when I was a kid, but I don't remember it clearly. Or maybe I saw the tape of it. This episode was on tape, wasn't it? I know the Zanaku episodes were. Anyway, uh, when he calls for the Zords and they don't come, my first thought was, oh, were they actually destroyed in the last episode? Like they didn't just have the spell over them broken, that they were actually gone? And that was the first thought that went through my head whenever it was that I first watched this episode. And so, let's see, Master Org and Nazor create a new org, and the really cool thing with this new org is he's made up of like the animals of the stolen Wild Zord crystals. That's a cool little thing. It reminds me a little bit of Invocanger, where all the most of the monsters, or yeah, it was all the monsters, wasn't it? Each monster in Invocanger took some kind of influence from a robot or mech or Zord or something in the past. And some of that does bleed over into Operation Overdrive, although there's also a lot of characters with influence from Zords we never had in the show. And it's kind of neat to see, like, the monster version of a Zord. I don't think that happens often. Oh, and also, like, a couple of creatures combined into one also reminded me of Troika from Lightspeed Rescue. Anyway, back to the thing. Um, okay, the org is fighting Merrick. The Rangers show up to help, and the monster turns on the Rangers, and then Merrick steps in to defend the Rangers, and he's losing, but his determination inspires the Lion Zord to send his Zords to help him. Okay. I think that's what's going on. Because, like I said earlier, he tried to call his Zords and they didn't come. And my first thought was, oh, were they actually destroyed or something? But no, they're fine. They're up on the Animarium, apparently, and Lion Zord, I guess, sends them down. Why the Lion Zord? Why couldn't it have been, like, I don't know, his Zords hear him and they think, oh, he really does need us. We should go back to help him or something. I don't know. Anyway, they go down and instead of being just Zords, they form into a Morpher, and he uses it to morph into the Lunar Wolf Ranger, which was spoiled in the last episode's preview. I like the Lunar Wolf design. It's a really, really cool suit. So of course they don't have a picture of it on the DVD anywhere. But it's really cool because it does keep with the design theme. It doesn't look like really out of place or different or anything from the normal Wild Force outfits. Um, I don't know. I like Silver Ranger designs usually. They usually turn out pretty good. Oh, and that's the thing. He's not actually a Silver Ranger. He's Lunar Wolf Ranger, technically. Oh, and on Wikipedia, it does list him as a Silver Ranger. It also lists some other weird choices as Silver Rangers. What I'm getting off topic. Back to the thing. So anyway, he morphs, and then oh yeah, this is the really weird thing. His attack when he morphs, like his finishing move is, let's see, he creates this little green grid, then he gets this staff that turns into a pool cue, and then knocks like these little energy ball things that represent the Wild Zord crystals, I guess. They smack into the monster blows up, and so yeah, defeated by a pool cue attack. I can't remember if this made any more sense in Ranger, like, uh, I don't know. They do actually do a thing later on where Merrick goes to like this bar or something and he's playing pool. I can't remember if they do that in Ranger. I think he does, right? I don't remember. I gotta watch Ranger again at some point because I really liked it when I did watch it. Anyway, oh yeah, Toxka makes the Org grow. Merrick summons the Predazord, and there's a really cool thing when the Predazord shows up. We see its the head of it like suddenly move up, and then the face comes out and it slightly alters, and it reminded me a lot of the Centaurus and Stratoforce Megazords in Lost Galaxy, who also did a really similar thing where they first show up and they're evil, they have like evil faces, but then once they're turned good, their faces change to more standard looking Megazords. It's a neat thing. um let's see. So yeah, the Rangers get their Megazord. They defeat the Org together. Merrick jumps down and defeats Nazor, like, really easily. He's by himself. The other Rangers, I don't think even are in that battle with Nazor, are they? Now I can't remember exactly what the details were. Okay, anyway, he defeats Nazor, gets back the Zord crystals. He gives them back to the Rangers, but he still doesn't want to join their team, and uh, feeling really conflicted about all this, he walks away, and that's the end of the episode. And let's see. I'm looking through my notes here if there's anything more I wanted to say. Um, oh yeah, one of the weird things with this episode is like Nazor getting defeated, also getting defeated so easily. I know, like the reason why was because of in Ranger, they had a revolving door of main villains, and in Wild Force, the main villain role is Master Org, and he stays almost throughout the entire series. He's gone for a few bits here and there, but for the most part, Master Org is the one main villain, and the other main villains from Ranger are relegated to just being like general minions. So first we had Retinax, who didn't stick around for too long. Like he was only around for what, one episode, was it? I don't remember now how long Retinax was around. And so then Nazor came in, and it was also kind of shocking. I remember as a kid seeing Nazor get defeated because Nazor kind of felt like he was going to be a minion that stuck around. Retinax was, like I said, only around for one or two episodes or whatever, so he didn't really feel that different from like just a monster of the day. Also, when I was a little kid, I hadn't seen Ranger, so I didn't know like the reason behind why the villains were handled the way they were in Wild Force. So for Nazor, it was really shocking to just, oh, okay, I guess they can just kill off villains, and it made me kind of wonder, are they going to do this with Jindrax and Toxka? Actually, later on, they do kind of do something with them, kind of similar to that. But anyway, it made me think about the past of Power Rangers and all the other times, like when we had like general minions of the main villain. Uh, oh, and this is another thing. Wild Force. Let's see, and most of the other seasons we didn't really have like shifting main villains. Back in MMPR, we had Rita, then Zed and Rita. Master Vile comes in for a little while. The Machine Empire comes in. Then Divatox, and then Astronema. And then it was Scorpius. Then he's gone, and then it's Trakina. Then for a brief moment, it's Captain Mutiny. Then back to Trakina again. And then in Lightspeed, it was Diabolico. Then Olympius. Then Banshira, and then Time Force, it was Ransik all throughout, and here we got Master Org. And in all those seasons, whenever they have like minions or whatever, the only ones, the only season where like they had minions that would regularly get killed off or shifted around was Lost Galaxy, where let's see, Trecheron, Fishface, um, dang, I'm sure. Oh yeah, Furio, that's a big one. I should add that in my notes. Just a minute. Yeah, I added Furio in my notes here. So anyway, yeah, Lost Galaxy. Wild Force has a lot of similarity to Lost Galaxy in a lot of interesting ways. It'd be really interesting to go through and analyze in more depth a lot of the similarities and differences between Wild Force and Lost Galaxy. Uh, One of the things, like, yeah, that I'm talking about, it was the revolving door of villains. In Lost Galaxy, we had different, like, main villains take over. At first, it's Scorpius, then he's killed, and then Trakina steps up and she takes over, and then, let's see, oh, and then there's also Deviat, but he's more of a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. He's not, like, the main villain ever in the series until, like, sometime at the end. Um, Okay, I forgot what I was talking about. So anyway, um, yeah, the villain faction in Wild Force has like a really uh dynamic dynamic. I don't know how to say it. Okay, so anyway, to finish up talking about this episode, so Merrick is finally separate from Zanaku, so we can move away from Zanaku's plot, and now we start Merrick's story, and we'll see, like, what does Merrick do? How does he handle being a ranger now? Does he join the Rangers? Does he stay on his own? Does he ever go back to the Animarium? He has a past with Shayla. Does that ever come up or anything? So, it'll be really interesting going through and watching more. Let's see. It looks like, yeah, I'm at the end of Disc 2 now. So now I'm starting disc 3, and it looks like we're back to like single episode character focus episodes. And then reinforcements from the future comes in. That'll be fun. And then we get some more like character ones. Yeah, so this will be really cool to go through. Looking forward to it. So hope y'all enjoyed this. See ya.